On January 2nd, 2020, firefighters rushed to the scene of a burning house on the outskirts of Bismarck, North Dakota, in response to a frantic 911 call. Nikki Entzel returned home to find her house engulfed in smoke, expressing concern to dispatchers that her husband might be trapped inside as he had been absent from work for several days. Although firefighters found 42-year-old Chad Entzel's body in a bedroom, investigators determined that his demise wasn't caused by the fire, but rather by multiple shotgun blasts. Welcome back to Crime Scene Archives. In this video, we'll explore the story of the house fire that exposed a murder case and possible love triangle, sending shockwaves through North Dakota City. Before we delve into today's case, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Scene Archives for more videos like this. Warning: this video contains graphic content related to crime scenes. It is intended for educational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. Nikki Entzel's voice quivered with a mixture of determination and frustration as she spoke. Her words held a poignant weight, reflecting the tumult of emotions swirling within her. Do I eventually want to figure out what happened? Yes. She began, her gaze steady yet haunted by the relentless pursuit of truth. I wish I had every resource in the world to figure out what really happened. There was a raw vulnerability in her admission, a yearning for closure that echoed in every syllable she uttered. As dusk settled on January 2nd, 2020, authorities were summoned to respond to a distressing report. A fire had engulfed the residence of Chad and Nikki Sue Entzel. Among the community, Chad was fondly recalled as a passionate bowler, skilled darts player, and enthusiastic stock car racer. Meanwhile, Nikki was known for her dedication to her baking business, a pursuit she took great pride in. Together, they resided on the serene outskirts of Bismarck, North Dakota, sharing their home with Nikki's two sons from previous relationships. In the tranquil embrace of their residence, nestled away from the bustle of the city, they crafted a life steeped in simple pleasures and cherished moments. For a stretch of time, authorities grappled with the perplexing circumstances surrounding Chad's demise. The discovery of 2 gunshot wounds coupled with evidence of fire accelerant left them baffled, prompting the unsettling realization that foul play was at play. Ultimately, it led to the trial and subsequent conviction of his wife, alongside another individual identified as Earl Howard, a married man hailing from Canada with whom she had recently embarked on an illicit affair, as per police statements. Authorities posited that their motive revolved around a scheme to abscond with insurance proceeds and relocate to Texas together, evading the consequences of their actions. In a dramatic turn of events, Howard opted to plead guilty to an array of charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and arson. As part of the plea agreement, prosecutors elected to drop the murder charge against him. In a courtroom scene fraught with tension, he received a sentence of 25 years behind bars in February 2022, marking the culmination of a harrowing chapter in the quest for justice. Nikki, on the other hand, found herself embroiled in a grueling legal battle, following a trial marked by intense scrutiny and painstaking deliberation. She was found guilty in October 2022 on charges of conspiracy to commit arson, conspiracy to commit murder, and conspiracy to tamper with physical evidence. The weight of justice bore down upon her when in February 2023, she was handed a life sentence with the prospect of parole, sealing her fate within the confines of prison walls. Despite exhaustive efforts by authorities, the elusive truth regarding the identity of Chad's assailant remained shrouded in ambiguity. The enigma persisted, leaving unanswered questions lingering in the wake of the investigation. When pressed about Earl Howard's potential involvement in the fatal act, Nikki's responses were veiled in uncertainty. In her interviews, she maintained a cryptic stance, asserting that she wasn't there and couldn't confirm Howard's role in the tragedy. Meanwhile, Howard vehemently denied any culpability to law enforcement, vehemently distancing himself from the damning allegations leveled against him. Nikki presented a perplexing narrative, asserting that she was out for a late-night walk when the fatal shots rang out, allegedly in the middle of the night at a hotel across town, amid freezing temperatures. According to her account, she embarked on her solitary stroll from the confines of her hotel room around 1 a.m., steadfastly maintaining her stride until 2:42 a.m. However, the plot thickened when contrasting this recent assertion with her initial statements to law enforcement in the aftermath of Chad's murder. During police questioning in early 2020, Nikki painted a starkly different picture, claiming she was present at the residence and heard the telltale echoes of gunfire on that fateful night. In a moment of candid reflection during an interview, Nikki candidly acknowledged the glaring inconsistencies that marred her testimonies over the preceding 2 years. "My story changes so many different times," she conceded, that none of them are actually consistent. In this admission, she laid bare the tangled web of contradictions that cast doubt upon her credibility, underscoring the intricate complexities of a case fraught with uncertainty. Julie Lawyer, the Burleigh County State's attorney tasked with prosecuting the Entzel case, provided insight regarding Nikki Entzel's fluctuating narratives throughout the investigation. Lawyer painted a picture of a defendant who was not forthcoming with the truth, emphasizing that Nikki's accounts were not about telling investigators what they need to hear, but rather about gauging what she believed she could evade repercussions for. Aaron Cibernago, a former sergeant with the Burleigh County Sheriff's Department intimately involved in the case, outlined his approach to dismantling Nikki's myriad tales. "I didn't always challenge her directly on the inconsistencies. Instead, I would subtly convey that I possessed more information and then prompt her to clarify or justify her versions of events." This calculated strategy aimed to gradually unravel the fabric of deception woven by Nikki Entzel, compelling her to confront the truth amidst the labyrinth of her ever-changing stories. Despite repeated denials, Nikki's portrayal of her relationship with Howard came under scrutiny by authorities, who asserted they possessed a compelling evidence contradicting her claims. Investigators unearthed surveillance footage capturing Nikki and Howard engaged in a public display of affection, sharing a kiss before departing from a local Walmart mere days preceding the tragic events. When confronted about this romantic liaison, Entzel adamantly refuted the existence of such intimacy, dismissing Howard as "not my type." She denied any recollection of the purported kiss, asserting, "I didn't see no kiss given at all." However, as the interview progressed, her stance appeared to waver, conceding the possibility of the incident. "I don't know. He leaned down. I leaned up," Nikki admitted. "Have I kissed many friends on the cheek? Have I kissed my kids on the cheek? Have I kissed exes on the cheek?" In this admission, the lines between truth and evasion blurred, reflecting the convoluted nature of Nikki's testimony amidst mounting evidence to the contrary. In a pivotal turn of events, investigators obtained a crucial piece of evidence, a previously unreleased video featuring Howard divulging his side of the story to authorities. In the video, Howard made startling revelations, admitting to a romantic involvement with Nikki. "I took a trip to Minnesota," he recounted, "and she met me in Minneapolis. We went to the Mall of America, and that's where the affair started." However, Howard's narrative took a chilling turn as he alleged Nikki's direct involvement in her husband's demise. According to him, she entered the residence and perpetrated the fatal act, only for him to subsequently offer assistance in concealing evidence by means of arson. His chilling declaration added a new layer of complexity to the case, painting a harrowing picture of betrayal and deceit. During her trial from September 26 to October 4, 2022, prosecutors asserted that Nikki Entzel and her alleged lover Earl Howard from Ontario, Canada, had conspired to murder Chad for life insurance money. After carrying out the murder, they allegedly set fire to the Entzel home with Chad's body inside. The investigation into Chad's death revealed that he succumbed to 2 gunshot wounds, indicating that the fatal incident likely occurred days prior to the house fire on January 2, 2020. During the trial, prosecutors meticulously presented a plethora of evidence, including phone logs, surveillance footage, police interrogations, bank records, photographs, and other documentation. This comprehensive array of evidence aimed to illustrate a coordinated sequence of events orchestrated by Nikki Entzel and Earl Howard, leading up to and following Chad's murder. Nikki, convicted of conspiring to murder her husband Chad in 2019 to secure life insurance funds, faced the finality of justice as she received her sentence on a Friday afternoon. The weight of her actions bore heavily upon her as she was handed a life sentence, with an additional 15 years for other charges levied against her. The terms of her sentencing mandated that she serve at least 85% of her sentence, equating to 36 years and 105 days, before being eligible for parole. As we conclude this narrative, we unravel the complexities of a case marked by betrayal, conspiracy, and tragedy. The story of Nikki Entzel's conviction and sentencing serves as a stark reminder of the profound impact of our choices and the enduring quest for justice in the face of adversity. In yet another compelling case, we explore the haunting tale of Rick Ennis, a man with a shadowy history entangled in the mysterious disappearance of his friend, Lori Slosinski. From one enigma to another, Crime Scene Archives continues to uncover riveting true crime stories that captivate and compel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, Crime Scene Archives, for more gripping narratives. Stay safe, stay vigilant.